Chapman, a native of Hampton, Georgia, graduate of Luella High School, came to Francis Marion via Southern Union State Community College. Check swing, went around, strikeout for out number 2. That'll bring up junior Stephen Cox, playing third base today. Cox has started at 6 different positions for the Patriots this year. He's batting .230, no home runs, 9 RBIs, .326 on base percentage. Has a 6-game hitting streak on the line. Lifted in the air to left field, but that's going to drift foul over toward the bullpen. Cox from Kingstree, South Carolina, and a graduate of East Clarendon High School. Came to FMU via Florence Darlington Technical College. A little bit closer over at first base as Sorcia Jr. tries to keep Robbins close. That one's hit deep to left, about the same spot the last one was. Easily cleared the fence, but in foul territory for just allowed a strike. So the count to Cox now 0-2. So he's taken 2 Sorcia Jr. offerings deep to left field, but both foul. That one's fouled straight back. Bottom of the 2nd inning, no score between Francis Marion and Newberry here, this non-conference midweek baseball action. Swung on a miss, strike 3. So Cox is down on strikes. Patriots do strand 1 base runner. So after 2 full innings, no score between Francis Marion and Newberry. Back to Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium in Florence, South Carolina. Francis Marion nothing, Newberry nothing. Top of the 3rd inning. And so breaking with pregame script, Art Nabonet will leave Isaac Rogers on the mound for a 2nd inning here. Rogers set the Wolves down in order in the top of the 2nd with a ground out and 2 strikeouts. So Nabonet will give him another frame here. He'll face batters 9, 1, and 2 in the Newberry order. First up, freshman right fielder Tanner Lane. Lane batting .261, no home runs, 7 RBIs, .379 on base percentage. Playing in his 15th game, making his 7th start of the 2018 campaign. Rogers only needed 13 pitches in that second inning to retire the Wolves. Swung on and missed by Lane. Counts now even at 1-1. The 2-1 off-speed pitch is high. So Lane now ahead in the count, 3-1. Line score for Newberry, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. All zeros for the Patriots. And Lane takes down low for ball 4, and he's on base with a leadoff walk. That'll flip the Newberry lineup, and leadoff man Danton Hyman will stroll to the plate. Hyman grounded to first to lead off the game. His average now at 388. Still tops on the Wolves squad. He shortens up, showing bunt, but he takes ball 1. Lane at first, 3 for 3 in stolen base category this year. Hyman bunts to first. Chapman's there. Second baseman Jackson is late to cover, and it'll go for a bunt single. So the Wolves have their first 2 runners on here in the top of the 3rd inning, a walk and a bunt single. Bring up the second baseman, Dalton Lansdowne. He grounded to second, his first at-bat. See if he's going to try and sacrifice and move the runners up. He does square around, but takes outside for ball 1. So Hyman tried to sacrifice Lane over to second, but ended up getting a infield bunt single, as the Patriots could not convert the out at first base. Lansdowne again squares, takes the off-speed pitch in for strike 1. Count goes to 2-1 to the Newberry second baseman. In the dirt, good stop by Griffith. But the count now runs to 3-1. See if Newberry head coach Russell Triplett still has Lansdowne sacrificing or gives them an opportunity to swing away. Again, bunting, bunts to Cox at third. Throw over to first base for the first out of the inning, but both the runners move up to second and third. So Lansdowne with the successful sacrifice. That'll bring up the third place hitter, shortstop Colin Allman. Allman singled to left in the first inning for the Wolves' first base hit of the game. He now bats with 2 runners in scoring position and only 1 down. Off-speed pitch high for ball one. Isaac Rogers and Alex Griffith, the battery for the Patriots here in the third inning. Swung on and bounced up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. One run's in. Second runner's also rounding, and he will score. The ball was bobbled in center field, but Hyman was running all the way. So a two-run single for Allman puts the Wolves on the board here in the top of the third inning. Up steps the DH now, Ben Herring. Herring walked in his first plate appearance. So a leadoff walk, a bunt single, sacrifice, and a two-run single up the middle by Allman has Newberry with the early 2-0 lead. Again, a good stop by Griffin. They've got the runner hung up now between first and second. Throw to second, and he's in there. Ball was in the dirt, and Allman took a big lead. Will not get credited with the stolen base, but rather advancing on the wild pitch, as he was not running on the pitch, but when the ball was in the dirt, took a secondary lead and got hung up. But he does reach second safely, and now the Wolves have another runner in scoring position. The count 1-1 to Herring. Off-speed pitch in there for strike two. Like to thank the media center staff working the game tonight. Stacy Davis in the director's chair. Caleb Reeves handling the camera up top here. Tyrell Rowell on the third base camera, and Deontay Hemingway on the first base camera. The 1-2 pitch is lifted foul. Here's the 1-2 from Rogers to Herring. Lifted foul, and the right field line off near the batting cages in the Patriot Field House. Support FMU Athletics by joining the Swamp Fox Club. For more information, visit the website at FMUPatriots.com or call 843-661-1240. That is laced into center field. That'll get down for another base hit. Allman rounds third, and he'll score easily. And the Wolves now lead 3-0. So Allman with a two-run single. A wild pitch puts him into scoring position, and Herring falls with a single to center field that plates Allman for the 3-0 Wolves lead. Tyler White will now step in, the first baseman. He flew out to left field his first plate appearance. He bats with one out and one on here in the third. Check swing goes for strike one. Another check swing goes for strike number two. As we mentioned, the Swamp Fox Club, but for FMU students, you're encouraged to join the Riot Club, the student fan group for Patriot Athletics. Applications are available on the athletic website at FMUPatriots.com. Count now even at 2-2. A lefty now up, throwing in the Patriot bullpen. That ball's grounded to second. Jackson has it. Flipped to second base for the force out. Patriots do get one on the play as White reaches on the fielder's choice. So 2 down here in the top of the third inning. Newberry up 3-0. Tyler White at first base. That'll bring up the left fielder, Harrison Kynard. Kynard batted against Rogers in the second inning, grounded to third. Inside for ball one. Lots of sports action for the Patriots this week. Tomorrow, the nationally ranked FMU women's tennis team will play at Coastal Carolina University. 2 o'clock first serve. Snap throw from Griffin to Trapman at first base, just late. And the Patriots track and field teams will also compete tomorrow in the Savannah State Twilight Meet down in Savannah, Georgia. The Patriots Sports Network will be back on the air on Thursday, as we'll broadcast both games of the softball doubleheader against the local rival, UNC Pembroke. First pitch at the FMU softball stadium is 5 o'clock, and that's on Thursday. Rogers ahead in the count to Kynard, 1-2 here with 2 outs in the top of the third. Runner going, pitch in the dirt, and White's in there with the stolen base. That's his third stolen base of the season in 5 attempts. Griffin kind of double clutched that time before he was able to get rid of the ball to second. It was just late. And so the Wolves have another runner in scoring position. Count now 2-2 to Kynard. Called strike 3. So the Wolves played 3 runs here in the top of the third inning. They take the early advantage, leading Francis Marion 3-0 as the Patriots get ready to bat here in the bottom of the third. Back to Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium on the campus of Francis Marion University. Non-conference midweek baseball action. Newberry leads the Patriots 3-0 as FMU gets ready to bat here in the bottom of the third inning. Francis Marion head coach Art Nabinet makes his way to the third base coaching box. And Nabinet, in his 18th season here at Francis Marion with a record of .564, .348, and 2 ties. Peyton Creech Freshman left fielder steps in for the Patriots, fouls the first pitch off. Creech batting 194, no home runs, 1 RBI, 375 on base percentage. Creech had a triple during the series at Lander this past weekend. And Socia Jr. makes quick work of Creech with a 3-pitch strikeout. It'll bring up the shortstop, senior Justin Palmer. Palmer making only his 5th appearance of the year, his 2nd start. Still looking for his first hit of the 2018 campaign. Takes an off-speed pitch in for strike 1. Socia Jr. now up to 29 pitches here in the bottom of the 3rd. 20 of those have found the strike zone or been put in play. Palmer grounds to short. Allman up with it. The throw across is wide, and Palmer reaches on the throwing error by the shortstop Allman. Palmer beat it out down the line and looks like he may have hurt himself in stretching to the bag. Came up a little gimpy behind the bag. Throw from short brought the first baseman White off the bag, and the swipe tag was unsuccessful. So Gage Taylor comes to the plate. Taylor fouled out to lead off the Patriot first inning. Comes in with that 16-game hitting streak, his average at .318. Throw over to first, chases Palmer back. Palmer has not attempted a stolen base this season. Gage Taylor leads the Patriots in RBIs this year with 28. That pitch is in the dirt. Palmer's off and running, and he safely slides into second on the wild pitch. So the Patriots have their first runner in scoring position. As we mentioned, Taylor leads the Patriots in RBIs with 28. He's batting .436 with runners in scoring position this season. He chops that one over the third baseman's head into left field for a base hit. The ball is bobbled in left field, and Palmer will round third and come home on the base hit, and he'll score on the air by the left fielder. So unfortunately, no RBI for Taylor on that, but the Patriots are on the board now, trailing 3-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning with only 1 out. That'll bring up Patrick Jackson. Takes called strike 1. That hit extends Taylor's hitting streak to 16 games. And just in case you're wondering, the Patriot record for the longest hitting streak, 34 games by shortstop Greg Phelps, combined over the 2007 and 8 seasons. Jackson bunts to pitcher's mound. They go to second and get the force. So whether he was bunting for a sacrifice for a base hit, Jackson unsuccessful on the bunt as they're able to nab Taylor at second base for the second out of the inning. Cole Hennett steps in. Hennett flew out to right field, his first at bat. As I mentioned, the longest hitting streak in Patriot history, 34 games by shortstop Greg Phelps over the 2007 and 8 seasons. Michael Bartell also hit in 30 games, the 1988 and 89 seasons. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. The Patriots do have a run in. And Hennett now ahead in the count 3-0. Cola Jr. from Clayton, North Carolina. Product of Clayton High School. And he takes called strike one in the outside corner. Count now 3-1. So 2 outs, 3-1 count here in the bottom of the third inning. Jackson takes his lead at first. Sorcia Jr. on the mound for the Wolves. Pumps in strike number 2. So 3-2 count. Jackson will be running on the pitch. We'll give him a little bit head start. Possibly could score on a base hit in the gap, even if it was just a single. And that one nails Hennett in the back of the back. He'll trot down to first base. The Patriots have 2 on with 2 out. The cleanup batter, William Robbins, will stroll to the plate. Robbins walked his first plate appearance. That'll bring a visit to the mound from the Newberry staff. Newberry again led by head coach Russell Triplett in his 8th season. Triplett has a career record of 218, 176 with 1 tie. As we mentioned, the series between these two teams goes back to 1973, but possibly the most famous from the Francis Marion standpoint was a 1993 meeting in Newberry when the Patriots played home run derby and defeated, at that time, the Indians 26-0. The Patriots in that game set an NCAA Division II national record by hitting 11 home runs. And that was, the Patriots were led by senior first baseman Steve Wilfing, who hit a school record and an NCAA Division II tying 4 home runs in that contest. That feat had been accomplished 4 times previously. And after homering in 4 of his first 5 at-bats, Wilfing singled to right center field, giving him a single-game NCAA Division II record of 17 total bases. And it looks like we're going to have a slight delay here as the lights have gone out here at Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium. The electricity is still on, but the lights have gone out here on the playing field. While we've got a break, we'll check some scores from Peach Belt action today. In the top of the 9th, Young Harris leads Emmanuel 13-6. UNC Pembroke defeated Chowan in the first game of a doubleheader 15-6. Bottom of the 6th, Belmont Abbey leads Lander 7-2. And here in Florence, the bottom of the 3rd, Newberry leads Francis Marion 3-1. The Patriots with runners on first and second. William Robbins, the DH, will be up for the Patriots. Robbins walked his first plate appearance today. He's batting .311, 4 home runs, 21 RBIs. Robbins steps in. He's batting .275 this season with 2 outs, but a robust .341 with runners in scoring position. So we'll play on despite the lights being off right now, as there's enough light available, deemed by home plate umpire Mike Parnell. So the first 2 offerings after the visit to the mound, Sorcia misses, and Robbins is ahead in the count, 2-0. Jackson on second, Hinnant on first. Fouled down the right field line. Line score for the Wolves, 3, 4, and 2. 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. The Patriots 1 run on 1 hit, no errors. That's hit in the air to right field. Lane's underneath it. Makes the catch despite the lack of lights. And the Patriots retired and strand 2 runners here in the bottom of the third. But as Newberry plates 3 in the top of the third, the Patriots get 1 back in the bottom. And we head to the top of the fourth, and Newberry leading Francis Marion 3-1. We are currently in a delay here at Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium as the stadium lights have gone out. And it may be 12 to 15 minutes, I've been told, before they get back on. The lights are controlled by Musco office. I believe it's in Nebraska. Everything's done automatically now. You schedule the times, and for some reason they've gone out, but the call has been put in for the lights to come back on. Again, upcoming sports action for the Patriots. Tomorrow, the FMU women's tennis team will be at Coastal Carolina for 2 p.m. first serve. And the Patriots track and field team will compete in the Savannah State Twilight Meet down in Savannah, Georgia. On Thursday, the FMU softball team will host UNC Pembroke for a Peach Belt Conference doubleheader. First pitch at 5 p.m. at the FMU softball stadium. That'll also be our next Patriots Sports Network broadcast. On Friday, the FMU baseball team will begin a 3-game Peach Belt Conference series with the University of North Georgia. That first game will start at 7 o'clock here on Friday night. Same day, the FMU men's and women's tennis teams will begin a 3-game road trip. The Patriots will play at Georgia College on Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Saturday, the baseball team will host North Georgia at 2, and the men's and women's tennis teams will play at Columbus State at 1 o'clock. And on Sunday, on Easter Sunday, the baseball team hosts North Georgia at 1 o'clock, and the tennis teams will play at Georgia Southwestern State University at 11 a.m. The next baseball broadcast on the Patriots Sports Network will be April 4th at 6 o'clock against Claflin University. Again, we're in the top of the 4th inning. Newberry leading the Patriots 3-1. We'll take another short break and hopefully be back with more action as we get the lights back on. And we have lights at the Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium. As action's getting ready to resume, the Patriots are back on the field to warm up in the top of the fourth inning. Taking the mound for the Patriots, sophomore left-hander Garrett Wilson, 5'11", 160 pounds, out of Whiteville, North Carolina. Product of South Columbus High School. Wilson this year will be making his 11th appearance. 7 of those in relief, an 0-2 record, an even 6.00 ERA. In 24 innings, he's fanned 20 batters with 8 walks, allowed 30 hits, 19 runs, 16 of those earned, and opponents are batting .294 against him. He will face the 7, 8, and 9 batters in the Newberry order. Catcher Chase Barbary, third baseman Peyton Spangler, and right fielder Tanner Lane. Newberry leads 3-1. The Wolves pushed across 3 runs in the top of the third inning. Francis Marion answered back with 1 in its half of the frame. The 2018 FMU Swamp Fox Club live auction will be held Thursday, April 26th at 6:30 p.m. at the Downtown Performing Arts Center. Tickets are available for $25 for event individuals and $40 for couples. Proceeds benefit student-athlete scholarships at FMU. For more information or to purchase tickets, call Joretha Evans at 843-661-1240. That's Joretha Evans at 843-661-1240. And the date of that live auction again, Thursday, April 26th at 6:30 in the Performing Arts Center. Patriot Nation, be proud and wear red, white, and blue. Visit the Francis Marion Patriots online store at FMUPatriotsShop.com. That's FMUPatriotsShop.com to get all your Patriot gear. As we resume action here, Garrett Wilson on the mound now for the Patriots. The left-hander will face sophomore catcher Chase Barbary. Barbary struck out looking in the second inning against Rogers. He grounds the ball through the left side for a leadoff single. Just out of the reach of the diving shortstop, Justin Palmer. So Barbary reaches. That'll bring up the catcher, or excuse me, the third baseman, Peyton Spangler. Spangler also a strikeout victim against Isaac Rogers in the second inning. Very short lead for Barbary at first base. Spangler squares around but takes low and outside for ball 1. The Wolves had their leadoff man reach in the top of the third inning, and that eventually led to the 3-run outburst. And that offering plunks Spangler on the helmet. So now with no outs, the Wolves have runners on first and second. Spangler had squared around to bunt. The pitch was high and inside and ricochet off the top of his batting helmet. So with runners on first and second and no outs, Wilson will face right fielder Tanner Lane. Lane walked to lead off that top of the third inning and eventually came around to score the Wolves' first run. Let's see if he'll be sacrificing here to move the runners up. Squares around early. Bunts the ball back to the mound. Wilson has one play at first base as he throws to Jackson. The sacrifice bunt moves the runners up to second and third. That will flip the Wolves lineup back to the top of the order. Center fielder, Denton Hyman. Hyman, 1 for 2, a single and a run scored in that third inning. He now bats with runners on second and third and only one out here in the top of the fourth. Wilson this year has held left-handed batters to a .273 average as Hyman steps in from the left side. Called strike one, evens the count at 1-1. Ones across the scoreboard as Hyman is uniform number one. The count 1-1 with one out here in the top of the fourth inning. Inside high for ball two. The Patriots wearing their navy jerseys with the red piping, the white pants. Newberry tonight wearing the black tops with the gray pants. Outside, and Wilson falls behind 3-1, and Griffith will trot out to the mound to have a word with his pitcher. .3-1 is fouled off down the left field line over toward the FMU softball stadium. So the count is now full to Hyman. Again, leads the Wolves with a .393 batting average here in 2018. Wilson from the stretch, full count pitch. Swung on and slapped to left field. Creech over, dives, and just misses making a spectacular catch in foul territory next to the Newberry bullpen. So Hyman returns to the plate. Creech to his position in left field, and we'll do the full count pitch all over again. Wilson steps off. Gets the sign, and again, the 3-2 offering. Slap to left field, that's going to be in there for a base hit. One run will score. Creech up with the ball, gets it in quickly, and he'll hold the second runner, Spangler, at third. But Hyman has an RBI single to left, and the Wolves lead 4-1. That'll bring up the second baseman, Dalton Lansdowne. Lansdowne 0 for 2 with a pair of ground outs. He bats with the speedy Hyman at first base. Hyman again 17 of 22 in stolen bases this season. Let's see if Coach Triplett possibly puts him in motion. Lansdowne squares to bunt. It's a good bunt up the first base line. He's going to reach with the base hit, and it's going to drive in the 5th Newberry run of the game. So perfectly placed bunt up the first base line. Advances one runner to second and scores Spangler from third. That'll bring up the shortstop, Colin Allman. Allman 2 for 2, a pair of singles and 2 RBIs already this evening. And he bats with another Wolf in scoring position. Called strike one. Allman batting now 381. RBI total is up to 34. Second best on the Newberry roster. Wilson quickly ahead of the shortstop, 0-2. Newberry 5 runs on 7 hits with a pair of errors. The Patriots 1 run on 1 hit with no errors. That one's hitting there to right field. Hinnett coming in, makes a shoestring catch for the second out. Both of the Newberry runners are first forced to hold. We'll bring up the DH, Ben Herring. Herring 1 for 1 with a walk. Had an RBI single in that third inning. As Garrett Wilson looks to minimize the damage here in the top of the fourth. Two on, 2 out, no 1 pitch now coming to Herring. Wilson steps off. Hyman, the speedy runner at second, lands down the runner at first. Both with good speed. Lands down 7 for 7 in stolen bases this season. Swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-2. Wilson gets the sign from Griffith from the stretch. Swung on, slap to right field. That'll get down for another base hit. Hyman will score easily from second base, and the Wolves now lead 6-1. And Herring has his second run-scoring hit of the evening. Art Nabinet now to the mound to talk with Garrett Wilson. And that will be it for Garrett Wilson as the Patriots will make a pitching change. Coming into the contest will be sophomore right-hander Will Tax. Tax, 6 foot, 175 pounds, from Columbia, South Carolina, a graduate of AC Flora High School. He will be making his 11th appearance, all in relief. A 4.91 ERA, no record, no saves. He's pitched 7 1/3 innings, allowed 12 hits, 8 runs, 4 earned, 7 strikeouts in those 7 1/3 innings with 3 walks. And opponents are batting .364 against Tax. Tax, one of the submariners on the Patriots squad. Comes from down under, or at least sidearms it in there. Again, checking the Peach Belt baseball scoreboard, Young Harris defeated Emmanuel 13-7. UNC Pembroke defeated Chowan in the first game of a doubleheader, 15-6. Top of the 8th, Belmont Abbey leads Lander 7-2. Let's see. Augusta playing at Lenore Ryan this afternoon. In the 8th inning, Lenore Ryan leads the Jaguars 14-4. Columbus State was hosting Albany State this evening. No score at that contest. Georgia Southwestern visiting Valdosta State, and that contest is tied at 3-3, the top of the 8th inning, with the Hurricanes batting. Flagler hosting Florida Tech, and the Saints lead 7-2 in the top of the 4th inning down in St. Augustine. And Will Tax now on the mound for the Patriots. He will be facing the first baseman, Tyler White. White 0 for 2. His average now down to 253. 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 4th with Newberry runners on first and second. Lansdowne with good speed at second. Herring, the DH, who also has 8 stolen bases, is the trail runner at first. White takes outside for ball 1. Patriot outfield playing straight away. That one's hit up the middle. That'll be another base hit. Lansdowne rounds third. He will score easily. The throw comes into third base. Is wild to third base, and both runners will move up on the throwing error by the center fielder. So credit White with an RBI single. The Wolves will send to the plate a pinch hitter. Number 8, Tommy Passarello, senior outfielder from Davenport, Florida, will pinch hit. He's hitting for Kynard, the left fielder. Kynard 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Passarello bats with Newberry runners at second and third, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. And Tax falls behind 2-0 to the left-handed pinch hitter. That pitch finds the strike zone. Passarello making his 16th appearance this season, batting .273, no home runs, 3 RBIs. That one's grounded to second. Jackson on the big hop, throws to Chapman at first. And Newberry is retired, but the Wolves plate 4 runs here in the top of the 4th inning. And as the Patriots come to bat in their half of the 4th, Newberry leads Francis Marion 7-1. Couple of changes for Newberry here as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Passarello will stay in the game. He'll play in right field. Right fielder Tanner Lane moves to left field. And the new Newberry pitcher, number 7, left-hander Hunter Hill, a senior, 6'1", 195 pounds from Little Mountain, South Carolina. Product of Mid-Carolina High School and a transfer from Clemson University. Hill will be making his 8th appearance, all in relief. An 0-2 record, 4.85 ERA, 13 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, 7 walks, 11 hits allowed, 9 runs and 7 earned. He will face the 5, 6, and 7 batters in the Patriot order. Alex Griffin steps in. Griffith flied out to right field in his first plate appearance tonight. His average now at 286. As the Patriots need to start chipping away here at the 7-1 Newberry lead. Count now 2-1 to Griffith. Fouled off to the right side over by the FMU Fieldhouse. Count now 2-2. Newberry outfield now, Lane in left, Hyman in center, and Passarello in right. 3-2 pitch, swung on and fouled straight back. Count remains 3-2 as Griffith battles Hill here to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning. Griffith, the junior, management major here at Francis Marion, 5'10", 200 pounds. And he reaches to lead off the bottom of the fourth for the Patriots. Trey Chapman steps in now. Chapman, a strikeout victim in the second inning. Chapman, a senior, 6'3", 225, Hampton, Georgia. Takes inside corner for strike one. Griffith at first base has not attempted a stolen base this year, although with a 6-run deficit, I would doubt he would be attempting to steal. Big left-handed batter fouls it back, and Chapman now in the hole, 1-2. Hill chases Griffith back to first base with the as he steps off the rubber. The 1-2 to Chapman. Down low. Count even, 2-2. Fouled off on the right side. Count remains 2-2. Stephen Cox, the third baseman in the on-deck circle for the Patriots. No outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Patriots trail 7-1. Two-two pitch to Chapman with Griffith on first base. Hit into air to center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Hyman deked the runner in an effort to possibly get the force at second, but Griffith reaches second safely, and Chapman's got a single here in the fourth inning. Cox will now bat with 2 runners on. Cox, a strikeout victim in the second inning. Cox batting .263 this season with runners in scoring position. That one is lined down the left field line, just foul outside of the third base bag. Pitch from Hill. Hit in the air on the left side. Will it stay in? Shortstop and third baseman are out there. Ooh, and it falls safely in fair territory. Shortstop Allman, a long run, slammed into the 5-foot fence down there. 4-foot, 5-foot fence down the left field line, as he's unable to hold up before making contact with the fence. Looks to be okay, though. So Stephen Cox will have a conversation with Arden Abbott as he bats with an 0-2 count now. No outs and Patriot runners on first and second. Good pick that time by Barbary behind the plate. The ball was in the dirt. Griffith gets his lead at second. Chapman standing off first. The 1-2 to Cox. Fouled off. Patriots as a team batting .310 against left-handed pitching this year. But Hunter fans Cox in this instance. The Patriots now have 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Peyton Creech will step in. Creech a strikeout victim in the third inning. It's average now 188. Creech still looking for his first hit this season when batting with a runner in scoring position. This would be a good time for it. Lefty-lefty matchup. Hill finds the strike zone with his first offering. Creech now down in the count, 0-2. That one's grounded between first and second. First baseman White with the toss to Hill for the nice put out at first base. So 2 down, Patriot runners now at second and third. Nice play that time by Hill to get over and cover first against the speedy Creech. Shortstop Justin Palmer now steps in as the Patriots need a 2-out hit. The 1-0 to Palmer. It's a cross there, called strike. This one is fisted towards second base, lands down with it, throws low, but the pick made by White at first base, the Patriots retired. So Hill allows the first 2 Patriots to reach in the bottom of the 4th inning, but retires the next 3 Patriots in order. So after 4 full innings, Newberry leads Francis Marion 7-1. As Newberry comes to bat here in the top of the 5th inning, the Wolves 7 runs on 9 hits with 2 errors. Francis Marion 1 run on 2 hits with 1 error. Will Tax will take to the mound for his 2nd inning of work. He will face the 7, 8, and 9 batters in the Newberry order: Barbary, Spangler, and Lane. Newberry in its last 2 innings and combined 7 runs on 8 hits. Also aided by 1 Patriot walk and a hit batter. So Barbary, the catcher, comes to the plate to lead off the fifth. Barbary 1 for 2, a single, run scored in the fourth. Strikeout looking in the second inning. His average now at 213. We've lost 1 degree from our game time starting temperature of 48 degrees. I'm not sure you can really tell. It's still chilly either way. Tax comes inside to even the count, 1-1. That's hit in the air to center field. Taylor tracking, makes the catch just short of the warning track for the first out in the top of the fifth inning. Peyton Spangler, the third baseman, steps in. Spangler struck out looking in the second, was hit by a pitch and came around to score in the fourth inning. So 0 for 1, his average now at 191. Patriots hosting Batting for Babies tonight after the contest as ABB Industries will take its turn batting for babies. So they have 4 individuals who take BP and can gain points by where the ball's hit during batting practice. A point for a single, 2 for a double, 3 for a triple, and 4 for a home run. Cones will mark the distance for each of those hits. And that'll happen after the contest tonight here at Sparrow Stadium. Spangler fouls it off at the plate. Count 1-2. Again, the Patriots will be back in action here at home Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a 3-game Peach Belt Conference series against the University of North Georgia. The Nighthawks come to town Friday night at 7, Saturday at 2, and Sunday at 1 o'clock. Ball's grounded to Patrick Jackson at second base. Throw over to first, and Spangler's easily retired. Lane, now the left fielder for Newberry, will step in. 0 for 1, walked and scored in the third. Excuse me, 0 for 0 is he did walk and score. His other at-bat was a sacrifice bunt. That one's grounded through the left side. It'll get through for a base hit. And the Wolves will flip their lineup back to the top of the order as Lane has a 2-out single. Danton Hyman steps in. Hyman 3 for 2, 2 for 3, that is. Single and a run scored in the third. RBI single and a run scored in the fourth. Tax with the snap throw to first, but Lane dives back. Lane 3 for 3 in stolen bases this season. That's inside wild all the way to the backstop, so Lane will take second on the wild pitch. And the Wolves have another runner in scoring position. Hyman now has his average up just under 400 at 398. Has upped his RBI total to 17. Tax pumps in strike number one. Count now 2-1 with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Slapped right at the third baseman. Cox makes the catch, head high, and the Patriots retired the Wolves here in the top of the 5th inning. We've played 4.5. Newberry leads Francis Marion 7-1. Jackets and blankets, the order of business tonight at Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium. Patriots come to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning, trailing 7-1. Time to get something going here for FMU. Leading off will be the center fielder, Gage Taylor. Taylor 1 for 2. His single in the 3rd inning extended his hitting streak to 16 games. Swung on and lifted foul back over the press box. Hunter Hill on the mound for the Wolves here in the bottom of the 5th. This is his 2nd inning of work. Had a strikeout and a walk in the 4th inning. One, 2, and 3 in the Patriot order due up this inning. Taylor to be followed by Jackson and Hennett. Gage takes down low. Now 3-1 count. Patriots need some base runners here. That's grounded to second base. Good stop by Lansdowne's throw over to White at first, and Taylor's retired. Lansdowne playing deep. That time had to field the ball off the lip of the outfield grass. Nice stop and easy throw to first base. Brings up Patrick Jackson. Jackson 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fielder's choice. Fouls the first pitch off. As we've mentioned before, Patriots Sports Network will be back on the air Thursday as the FMU softball team will host UNC Pembroke for a Peach Belt Conference doubleheader beginning at 5 o'clock at the FMU softball stadium. Jackson hits the ball down the left field line. He'll round first and cruise into second with a one-out double here in the 5th inning. So the Patriots now have a runner in scoring position. Cole Hennett steps in, the right fielder, 0 for 1. Flew out to right field in the first and was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. Jackson with good speed on at second base now. Jackson's second double of the season. Hennett batting .231, no home runs, 6 RBIs, the 2018 campaign. He hits that one to the right center field gap. Passarello is over, makes the catch, and Jackson is forced to hold at second. William Robbins, the designated hitter, now steps in. So the Patriots need a 2-out knock to score a run. Robbins 0 for 1 with a walk. Fly ball to right field. Robbins batting .341 with runners in scoring position. Batting .275 with 2 outs in an inning. That's hit in the air to right field down the line. Long run for Passarello, and it is just foul next to the Patriot bullpen. So Jackson will return to second base. Robbins back to the plate. Robbins 4 home runs, 21 RBIs this season. Patriots regular catcher, but he's in the DH position tonight. Check swing, strike number 2. So Hill quickly ahead of Robbins, 0-2. With Patrick Jackson on second base for the Patriots. Alex Griffith, the catcher, would be next for Robbins to reach. Ball's in the dirt. Jackson advances 90 feet to third base on the wild pitch. Hill, the senior left-hander, now with a 1-2 count on Robbins. Hill with his 40th pitch here in his second inning. 26 have found the strike zone or been put in play. Off speed is outside. Count now 2-2. Hyman in center field, shading Robbins to the right side. Passarello more or less straight away in right field. The infield basically straight up. 2-2 pitch from Hill to Robbins. Called, strike 3. So the Patriots are finished here in the bottom of the 5th inning after 5 complete innings. Newberry leads Francis Marion 7-1. You're listening to Francis Marion Baseball on the Patriots Sports Network. We've reached the top of the 6th inning. Newberry leads the Patriots 7-1 here in non-conference midweek baseball action. On to pitch for the Patriots, number 1 freshman right-hander Austin Roseberry. Roseberry, 6 foot, 165 pounds, from Charlotte, North Carolina, a product of Weddington High School. Roseberry got the win against Newberry last Tuesday in Newberry as the Patriots prevailed 5-2. He enters the game with a 2-1 record, a 6.30 ERA, be making his 14th appearance, 10 of those in relief, 30 innings pitched, 38 hits allowed, 23 runs, 21 earned, 23 strikeouts, and 11 walks. Opponents are batting .314 against the freshman. We've now passed the 2-hour mark here tonight. Of course, that was aided by a 15-minute lighting delay, not lightning, but lighting delay, as the lights went out here for a brief period here at Sparrow Stadium. Roseberry will face the 2, 3, and 4 batters in the Newberry lineup. Second baseman Lansdowne, shortstop Allman, and the DH Ben Herring. Lansdowne, 1 for 3, pair of ground outs, and an RBI single. Roseberry's first offering, high and outside for ball 1. Outside corner called strike 1, count now 2-1. Keep up with all Patriot sports action online at FMUPatriots.com, and in social media posts, FMU fans use the hashtag SWAMP'em. Follow Francis Marion Athletics through social media at FMU Sports. Roseberry here with the 3-2 pitch to Lansdowne to lead off the 6th inning. Swung on, missed. Roseberry has his first strikeout of the evening. In will step the shortstop, Colin Allman. Allman 2 for 3. Pair of singles, including a 2-run single in the 3rd inning. First pitch is a ball to Allman. The game between Lander and Belmont Abbey has gone final as the Crusaders, top-ranked team in the region, Southeast region, defeated Lander 7-2. Allman swings and misses at the 2-0 offering. That one's lifted in the air on the right side, but that'll find the seats. Patriot outfield again from left to right. Creech, Taylor, and Hinnett. Around the infield, third base, Cox. Justin Palmer at short, Patrick Jackson at second. Trey Chapman at first, and behind the plate, Alex Griffith. Austin Roseberry on the mound for FMU. That one's hit center field. Taylor has a gauge on it, makes the catch. Next up for Newberry, the DH, Ben Herring. Herring 2 for 2. A walk, RBI single, RBI single. His average now up to 327. RBI totals up to 16. Two one is fouled back. As I mentioned earlier, Newberry and Francis Marion, both former members of the NAIA District 6. Art Nabinant, in his 18th season at Francis Marion, he's only the second head coach in the Patriot history. Gerald Griffin started the program back in 1973. Many of those NAIA District 6 battles, if I can remember correctly, as Herring goes down on a called third strike, Roseberry sets the Wolves down 1-2-3. If I remember correctly, Horace Turbyville, coach for Newberry, I believe, during many of those District 6 battles. Well, Roseberry has a successful top of the 6th. Let's see if the Patriots can get something going here in the bottom of the 6th. We played 5.5. Newberry leads Francis Marion 7-1. New battery for Newberry as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. Into pitch, number 21, Robert Westenrieder, senior left-hander, 6'1", 230 pounds from Taylor, South Carolina, and Blue Ridge High School. And now, behind the plate, number 11, catcher Sam Jones, senior, 5'7", 165 pounds from Greer, South Carolina, and Eastside High School. Alex Griffith, the junior catcher, will lead off for the Patriots. Griffith 0 for 1 with a walk. Lifts that in the air to center field. Easy can of corn for Hyman there, and there's one down. Trey Chapman steps in. Chapman 1 for 2, strikeout and a single. His average now at 259. He hits that one about as hard foul as you can. That one's over on the soccer field now. And for a left-hander, that's kind of hard to hit one on the soccer field. You've really got to turn and jack it. Off-speed pitch, Chapman way out in front. Chapman takes high for ball 1. Patriots bat trailing 7-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Newberry with 3 runs in the 3rd and 4 in the 4th. Grounded foul just outside of first base. Chapman takes high, ball 2. Support FMU Athletics by joining the Swamp Fox Club. For more information, visit the website at FMUPatriots.com or call 843-661-1240. And FMU students are encouraged to join the Riot Club, the student fan group for Patriot Athletics. Applications are available on the athletic website at FMUPatriots.com. Chapman sends the full count pitch high behind home plate and just into the screen. The 3-2 offering to Chapman. That's hit high but foul over by the FMU field house. And Chapman works himself a walk. So the Patriots have 1 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll bring up the third baseman, Stephen Cox. Cox, a strikeout victim in both of his first 2 plate appearances. Chapman, not a threat to run at first, especially trailing by 6 runs. He's got a modest lead. That one's hit in the air to right field. Passarello over near the line, makes the running catch to retire Cox for the 2nd out. So freshman left fielder Peyton Creech now steps in, as once again the Patriots need a 2-out hit. Creech struck out swinging in third, grounded back to the pitcher on a nice play, to the first baseman, a nice play with the pitcher covering in the fourth inning. Ball one. Creech, 5'11", 170 pounds, from Zebulon, North Carolina, product of East Wake High School. Making his 9th start of the season. If he can pull the ball off of Weston Reeder, big hole to hit through on the right side. But Weston Reeder busts him inside for called strike number 2. So 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Patriots trail 7-1. Trey Chapman on first base for the Patriots. Another final in Peach Belt action. Lenore Ryan defeated Augusta 15-4 in non-conference action. Creech hits that ball to left center field fairly deep, but Lane is over and makes the running catch over his shoulder for the 3rd out. So we've played 6 innings. Newberry leads the Patriots 7-1. You're listening to Francis Marion University Baseball on the Patriots Sports Network. Back to Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium. New pitcher for the Patriots here to the top of the 7th inning. Freshman right-hander John Riley Hathcock, 6'1", 193 pounds, from Harrisburg, North Carolina, product of Hickory Ridge High School. Hathcock making his 7th appearance of the season, all in relief, no record, a 3.00 ERA, 12 innings pitched, 12 hits allowed, 5 runs, 4 earned, 9 strikeouts, 7 walks. Opponents batting .255 against him. He will face the 5, 6, and 7 batters in the Wolves order. Newberry 7 runs on 10 hits with 2 errors. The Patriots 1 run on 3 hits with 1 error. Tyler White, the first baseman, leads off for Newberry. White 1 for 3. Had an RBI single in the 4th inning. Another final in Peach Belt non-conference play. Columbus State improved to 23-5 on the season as they defeated Albany State in a slugfest 14-10. White grounds the ball back up the middle. That'll go for a base hit. Jackson had a chance to field it on the lip of the outfield grass directly behind the bag, but took a hop over his glove. I'm not sure he would have had White at first base anyway, as a slow roller went just by the second base bag. Tommy Passarello comes to the plate for his 2nd at bat of the evening. He entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 4th inning and grounded out to second and stayed in the game playing right field. His average now at 261. And once again, Newberry has its leadoff batter on base. White, 2 for 4 in stolen bases this season, with a modest lead at first. Hathcock with the off-speed offering, misses the strike zone for ball 1. Catcher Alex Griffith to the mound for a short visit with his freshman battery mate. It's in the air to center field. Taylor ranges over and makes the easy catch. So there's one down. Ball was hit well, but right at Taylor in center. Catcher Sam Jones steps in for his first at-bat of the evening. Defensive replacement for Ben Herring an inning ago. Jones batting .250. No home runs, 1 RBI this season. This is his 11th game. Check swing, strike 1. Runner going, the ball's grounded at third base. Cox on the short hop, throw to first. Nice pick at first by Chapman, so the Patriots retire Sam Jones. But the runner moves up a base and is in scoring position now with 2 outs. Peyton Spangler, the third baseman, steps in. Spangler, 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch and scored in the fourth inning. His average now at 188. That's hit in the air to left field. Creech over. Easy catch. And the Wolves are retired. They do strand 1 runner. We've now played 6.5. It's time to stretch here at Cornell Field. Newberry leads the Patriots 7-1. You're listening to Francis Marion University Baseball on the Patriot Sports Network. Patriots coming to bat here in the bottom of the 7th inning, trailing Newberry 7-1. On to pitch for the Wolves, number 37, Jacob Jeffcoat, freshman right-hander, 6'3", 220 pounds from West Columbia, South Carolina, and he's a graduate of White Knoll High School. Jeffcoat's numbers for the season: he's appearing in his 5th game all in relief, a 2-0 record, 5.06 ERA. He's thrown 5 1/3 innings, allowed 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of those earned, 2 strikeouts, and 3 walks. He will face batters 9, 1, and 2, the Patriot order: Palmer, Taylor, and Jackson. In the 2018 FMU Swamp Fox Club live auction will be held Thursday, April 26th at 6:30 at the Downtown Performing Arts Center. Tickets are available for $25 for individuals and $40 for couples. Proceeds benefit student-athlete scholarships. For more information or to purchase tickets, call Joretha Evans at 843-661-1240. That's Joretha Evans at 843-661-1240. Palmer 0 for 2, reached on an error in the 3rd inning and came across to score the Patriots' lone run of the contest. He's ahead in the count, 2-1 here against Jeffcoat. That's hit to short. Allman from deep in the hole cannot get the speedy Palmer, and Justin's got his first base hit of the 2018 campaign. So the Patriots have their leadoff man on base here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Let's see if that can start something big. Gage Taylor to the plate. He's 1 for 3. His 3rd inning single again extended his hitting streak to 16 games. His average now at .321. He's got a big hole to hit through on the right side if he can pull the Jeffcoat fastball. Jeffcoat chases Palmer back at first base. That's going to be looped into left field, and the Patriots have a couple of runners on base. Taylor with his 2nd hit of the evening. And Patrick Jackson will walk to the plate. Jackson 1 for 3, double in his last at-bat. So good speed at the plate for the Patriots, good speed on the base pass. Off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. That one's looped to right field. Passarello in, makes the easy catch. Palmer fakes the advancement to third, but has to hold at first base, or hold at second base. And so with 1 out, now it's up to Cole Hinnett, right fielder. Hinnett 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. Patriots running out of outs here. We need some base hits. That one's wild all the way to the backstop. That'll move both runners into scoring position. So Hinnett will now bat. Ahead in the count 1-0, and with Patriot runners on second and third. Again outside. And at batting .226, 6 RBIs this season. Inside just missed hitting him. Count goes to 3-0. Trailing 7-1, you would think that he'll be taking this one all the way. And he is. Called strike one. Wolves defense pretty much straight away at every position. Center fielder Hyman just basically to the left side of second base. Grounded foul down the left field line. So Jacob Jeffcoat has battled back to put the count at full against the Patriots junior right fielder Cole Hinnett. That is base hit back up to the middle in the center field. One run is in, and Abbott is waving Taylor. And what's the call? And he is safe at home plate. I'm not sure if he was called safe for lack of a tag or safe because the catcher was blocking the baseline without the ball. But either way, the Patriots have 2 runs and now trail 7-3. Home plate umpire Mike Parnell, at the request of Coach Triplett of Newberry's, conferring with his base umpire Guy Hudson now. And the call will remain safe, and so Hinnett has a 2-run single. The Patriots are back in the game now. It's 7-3. It looked as though Taylor was out at the plate, but after some consideration, he was called safe. And again, I don't know whether it's safe on lack of a tag or safe because the Newberry catcher, Sam Jones, was blocking the base path without the ball because the throw was slightly up the third base line. That's probably what Coach Triplett is asking Parnell right now. But regardless, the Patriots now trail 7-3. Runner on first base, still only 1 out. Will Robbins will come to the plate. Robbins tonight 0 for 2 with a walk. Robbins has had 2 hits in each of his last 4 games. And has a modest 5-game hitting streak on the line. So after all that, Coach Triplett will make a visit to the mound to talk with Jeffcoat. Robbins batting .306 now in the season, 21 RBIs. Cole Hinnett with his 7th and 8th run batted in of the season stands on first with 1 out. Triplett back to the Newberry dugout. Jeffcoat gets the sign from Jones. Checks the runner. Chases Hinnett back. Strike 1 to Robbins. Off-speed pitch in there for called strike 2. And the 0-2 pitch hits Robbins. The last thing Jeffcoat wanted to do. The Patriots now have 2 runners on base. You've got the cleanup guy in a hole 0-2. Throw inside and hit him, helping the Patriot cause. So Robbins is on base for the second time tonight, although he has yet to get a hit. That'll bring Alex Griffin, catcher, to the plate, but not before Newberry is going to make a pitching change. We'll take a break for 30 seconds, come back, find out who the new Wolves pitcher is. You're listening to the Patriot Sports Network. New pitcher for Newberry, Austin Walker, redshirt senior lefty, 6'4", 220 pounds, out of Charleston, South Carolina, graduate of James Island High School. This will be his 11th appearance, all in relief. No record, a 3.86 ERA. He's thrown 9 1/3 innings, struck out 8, walked 2, 8 hits allowed, 4 runs all earned. He will face Alex Griffith, Trey Chapman, and hopefully more Patriots this inning. Francis Marion trails 7-3, but FMU has a couple of runners on here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. As we mentioned, it's batting for babies night here at the ballpark. ABB Inc. will be taking its turn at batting for babies. ABB is a pioneering technology leader in electrification products, robotics and motion, industrial automation and power grids, serving customers in utilities, industry and transport, and infrastructure globally. Continuing a history of innovative spanning more than 130 years, ABB today is writing the future of industrial digitalization with 2 clear value propositions: bringing electricity from any power plant to any plug, and automating industries from natural resources to finished products. ABB operates in more than 100 countries with about 135,000 employees. Griffith takes called strike 1 from Walker. Griffith tonight 0 for 2 with a walk. Two on, 1 out for the Patriots here in the bottom of the 7th. That one's hit in the left field. That'll get down for a base hit. The runner will be held at third, and so the bases are now loaded with 1 out, and Trey Chapman will stride to the plate. Walker with an unusual delivery, raises the ball very high in his left hand and then comes sidearmed to the plate. That may be particular against Chapman, the left-handed batter. That will crossfire for strike 1. Chapman this season 2 for 4 batting with the bases loaded. He is now the tying run. That one's hitting the ground to first base. Misplayed by the first baseman, recovers in time to retire Chapman, but a run does score on the RBI ground out, and the Patriots now trail 7-4. White gloved the ball behind the bag, knocked it down, and had to pick it up and beat Chapman to the bag for the second out of the inning. That brings to the plate Stephen Cox. Cox 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts, looking to extend his 6-game hitting streak. So he bats with 2 outs and runners on second and third. Nice 2-out hit would be good for the Patriots here. Could possibly get us within a run. Cox batting .263 with runners in scoring position. Again, he's the versatile Patriot as he started in 6 different field positions this year. One-two pitch to Cox. In the dirt, blocked by Jones. Not often that you see a pitcher with the jersey numeral 00, but that's what Walker wears. Two outs, 2 on, 2-2 count here in the bottom of the 7th. Cox takes load, successfully checks the swing. Now full count. Peyton Creech, the freshman left fielder, would be next. Cox grounds the ball to third base. Spangler up, throw across the diamond. Retires Cox for the 3rd out of the inning, but the Patriots push across 3 runs here in the bottom of the 7th. We played 7. Newberry leads 7-4. You're listening to Francis Marion University Baseball on the Patriots Sports Network. Back for the top of the 8th inning here at Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium. Michael Hawkins, the Associate Athletic Director for Communication Services at FMU. New pitcher for the Patriots. Number 35, Adam Hornstra. Hornstra, senior left-hander, 6'6", 230 pounds, out of Atlanta, Georgia. A product of Riverwood International Charter School. Came to Francis Marion via Southern Union State Community College. He will be making his 9th appearance this season, a 1-0 record, a 9.00 ERA. He's thrown 11 innings, struck out 14, walked 9, allowed 8 hits, 12 runs, and 11 earned runs. Opponents batting only .216 against the lefty. And he will face the numbers 9, 1, and 2 batters in the Newberry order, as the Patriots want to get 3 quick outs and back up to the plate. So the Patriots have narrowed the deficit to 7-4, that 3-run outburst in the bottom of the 7th. Tanner Lane, the left fielder for Newberry, will step in. Lane 1 for 2, walked and scored in the 3rd. Sacrifice bunt in the 4th, and a single in the 5th. Lane now batting .292 on the season. First pitch, outside corner, strike 1. Ball's hitting the air, the right side over near the Patriot dugout. It's going to be out of play. As far as SIDs go, you have to love these midweek games where Johnny Holstaff appears on the mound. Right now, the pitcher of record would be Hill for Newberry and Rogers for Francis Marion. Always interesting to find out or figure out who might be the pitcher of record on the winning side when no one goes 5 innings to start the game and use about 15 relief pitchers. An exaggeration, but a lot. Hornstra misses outside 2-2 to Lane. Started the game in right field for Newberry, moved over to left when Passarello pinch hit. High, and the count goes full. Last thing the Patriots want to do is put the leadoff man on here. I'd like to welcome all those watching on Channel 11 here in the Florence area, as well as those on the webcast. And Lane works a leadoff walk from Hornstra, and that will bring a visit to the mound by head coach Inabinet. Again, running through the Peach Belt Conference scores so far today. All non-conference action. Young Harris defeated Emmanuel 13-7. UNC Pembroke defeated Chowan 15-6 in the first game of a doubleheader. Belmont Abbey defeated Lander 7-2. Lenore Ryan defeated Augusta 15-4. Columbus State defeated Albany State 14-10. Georgia Southwestern surprised Valdosta State 5-4. And down in St. Augustine, it is Flagler leading Florida Tech 12-5 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Patriots return to Peach Belt Conference play this weekend, hosting North Georgia Friday at 7, Saturday at 2, and Easter Sunday at 1 o'clock. Leadoff man for the Wolves. Center fielder Danton Hyman up. Hyman 2 for 4. Pair of singles. One of those was an RBI single. He squared around to bunt, but took ball 1 on Hornstra's first offering. Squares that around again, but high for ball 2. Hyman's averaged up to 395, 17 RBIs this season. Laying the runner at first, 3 for 3 in stolen bases this season. Count now 3-0. Hornstra was a member of the Peach Belt Conference Presidential Honor Roll last year and has been named to the FMU Swamp Fox Athletic Academic Honor Roll once during his time here in Florence. The 3-0 pitch misses for ball 4. And there are 2 Wolves on here in the top of the 8th with nobody out. That'll bring about another Patriot pitching change. We'll take a break for 30 seconds and be back to tell you who the new FMU hurler is. Christian Umflett is the new pitcher for Francis Marion. Umflett, sophomore right-hander, 6'4", 190 pounds, out of Charlotte, North Carolina, graduate of South Mecklenburg High School. Umflett, a 3-3 record. This will be his 14th appearance, all in relief. 4.34 ERA. He's pitched 29 innings, struck out 31 batters with 8 walks, allowed 28 hits, 18 runs, 14 of those earned. Opponents are batting .246 against him. Newberry comes into tonight's contest having won 5 of their last 6 games. Following tonight's game, the Wolves will return to South Atlantic Conference play this weekend. Single game on Friday at Tusculum over in Greenville, Tennessee at 6 o'clock, and then they'll play a doubleheader on Saturday, also at Tusculum beginning at 1 o'clock. Again, the Patriots Sports Network will be back on the air Thursday at 5 o'clock as the Patriots softball team entertains UNC Pembroke for a Peach Belt Conference doubleheader. Again, first pitch, 5 o'clock at the FMU Softball Stadium. General admission, $8 for adults, $5 for students. And, of course, Swamp Fox Club passes are honored, and FMU students can get in free with their identification. Tomorrow, the nationally ranked FMU women's tennis team will play at Division I Coastal Carolina University at 2 o'clock, and the Patriot track and field teams will compete in the Savannah State Twilight Meet down in Savannah, Georgia. Dalton Lansdowne, the second baseman, steps in for the Wolves. Lansdowne, 1 for 4. That one hit was an RBI single. And he bats now with runners on first and second and nobody out. Lays down a bunt to third, Cox up with it. The throw over to first. Chapman digs out the low throw, and the sacrifice bunt is successful. The shortstop, Colin Allman, will now step in with 2 runners in scoring position. Allman, 2 for 4. A single in the first, a 2-run single in the third, line to right field in the fourth, and flew out to center field in the 6th. He bats with Lane on 3rd and Hyman on 2nd. Humphlett's first offering is a strike. Any type of base hit will undoubtedly score both runners, as Hyman, probably the quickest of the Wolves players out on second base. So a strikeout would be in order here for the Patriots, as Humphlet is ahead in the count now, 0-2. Humphlet with more strikeouts in innings pitched, 31 in 29 frames. Misses just outside. Patriots playing in at short, 3rd and 2nd. Chapman even with the bag at 1st. But a ground ball to one of the infielders, undoubtedly they'll come to home plate. Good stop by Griffith behind home plate as Humphlet missed wild out near the left-handed batter's box. That stop saved a run. Count now 2-2. Allman's average up to 375. Got 34 RBIs this season. That's hit high and very foul over near the ticket booth at the main entrance of the Griffin Athletic Complex. It's a 2-2 count, 2 runners on, 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Francis Marion trailing Newberry 7-4. Inside just missed plunking Allman that time, so the count is going full now. Allman at 5'7", 150 pounds. Turned his head to get out of the way of that one. Allman, a native of Tampa, Florida, product of Strawberry Crest High School. Off-speed pitch inside, misses. And so Humphlet goes from up 0-2 to walking Allman, and now the bases are loaded. Designated hitter Ben Herring steps in. Herring 2 for 3. Walk in the 1st, RBI single in the 3rd, RBI single in the 4th, caught looking in the 6th. His average now up to 324. His RBI total up to 16 for the season. Patriots in at the corners, back at double play depth, short and 2nd. Humphlet from the stretch, the 1-0. Fouled off over near the picnic area. Up the middle, the Patriots will try and turn 2. At 3rd, Cox would come home. At 1st, Chapman would have a decision to make whether he can turn 2 or whether he'd have to come to the plate to get the force. Called strike 2 on the outside corner. Humphlet now ahead in the count, 1-2. Herring, 5'11", 210 senior from Hopkins, South Carolina. Product of Dreer High School. Swung on a miss to the off-speed pitch, and Herring goes down on strikes. Big strikeout for Christian Humphlet that time. Now the Patriots have a chance to get out of the inning. Bases are still loaded, but now there are 2 outs for the first baseman, Tyler White. White 2 for 4. Flew out to left field in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the third, RBI single in the fourth, and a single to lead off the seventh. His average now at 270. That's hitting the air foul over toward the field house. So Umflett jumps ahead quickly in the count. White swings and misses. And now Umflett in the driver's seat at 0-2. Bases are still loaded. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Francis Marion looking to keep the deficit at 3 runs. Check swing foul over the Patriot dugout. Off-speed pitch, called strike 3. White is down. The Patriots are out of the inning with no runs allowed. So Umflett does his job. Patriots come to bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Newberry is still leading 7-4. You're listening to FMU Baseball on the Patriots Sports Network. New pitcher for the Wolves here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Barrett Walton, senior right-hander, 6'3", 195 pounds, from Charleston, South Carolina. Product of Wando High School. Came to Newberry via USC Salkehatchie. Comes into the game having made 8 previous appearances, all in relief. No record, an 8.44 ERA. He's thrown 5 1/3 innings, allowed 8 hits, 5 runs all earned, 4 strikeouts and 3 walks. He will face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the Patriot order, Creech, Palmer, and Taylor. Again, a shout out to the Media Center crew working tonight's game, especially Tyrell and DeAndre, who are out in the elements. But Stacy Davis is in the director's chair, Caleb Reeves up top on the camera, and Tyrell Rowell and Deontay Hemingway on the third and first base cameras respectively. Also thanks to Larry Falk for getting everything set up this afternoon prior to game time. Peyton Creech, freshman left fielder, steps in. Creech 0 for 3, strikeout, ground out, fly out. Walton quickly ahead, 0-2. I don't believe Walton is the big redhead, but he does wear a red Newberry Wolves cap. Swung on a miss by Creech. Any fans on 3 pitches? Justin Palmer up next for the Patriots. Palmer reached on an infield air and scored in the 3rd inning, grounded out in the 4th, picked up his first base hit of the season, a single in the 7th inning. So 1 for 3 with a run scored. Excuse me, 2 runs scored. Walton is quickly filling up the strike zone. He's thrown 4 pitches, all strikes. Just missed that time. Home plate umpire Mike Parnell flinched, but counted it as low for ball 1. Gage Taylor, leadoff man, would be next. Taylor with a couple of hits tonight. Patriots down to their final 5 outs. Palmer ahead in the count, now 3-1. And Palmer works the 5-pitch walk. Taylor, as I mentioned, 2 for 4. Pair of singles and extended that hitting streak to 16 games. And again, he bats with a runner on first and a big hole there on the right side to hit through. And after throwing 4 straight strikes, Walton has now thrown 5 straight balls. Taylor won a home run, 28 RBIs this season. Patriots need 1 more base runner to get that tying run to the plate. Seven runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for the Wolves. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Patriots. Ball's grounded to second base. And through the second baseman into the right center field. That'll go as an error. Runners now at first and third. So the Patriots catch a break as the ball gets through the second baseman. Dalton Lansdowne. And now the Patriots have runners on the corners with only 1 out. And the tying run is at the plate in the form of Patrick Jackson, sophomore second baseman. Jackson, 1 for 4, a double in the 5th inning. They are holding Taylor on at first base, which again creates that hole between first and second. If Jackson's able to guide the ball through to right field. Big swing and a miss by Jackson. He's now in the hole, 0-2. Cole Hinnett is on deck for the Patriots. FMU trailing 7-4. Potential tying run is now at the plate for the Patriots. High to Jackson. Jackson stands in 5'7", 155 pounds from Hendersonville, North Carolina, and East Henderson High School. Ball was in the dirt, but swung on a miss by Jackson. He's a strikeout victim. So now they're 2 outs, and it's up to Cole Hinnett to keep the rally alive. Hinnett, 1 for 3, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. two-run single in the 7th inning. So Walton, the righty, against the right-handed hitting Hinnett with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th, runners on the corners. William Robbins, the DH, would be next if Hinnett were to reach. Newberry has stranded 10 runners tonight. Prior to this inning, the Patriots had stranded 9. Off-speed pitch misses. 2-0 the count. Again, they're holding Taylor on at first, which allows a big hole on the right side if Hinnett chooses to go that way with the ball. This one's grounded to the left side, gloved by the third baseman Spangler. Goes to second for the force, and the Wolves get out of the inning unscathed. We've played 8 full. Newberry leads the Patriots 7-4. You're listening to Francis Marion University Baseball on the Patriots Sports Network. Well, true to the pregame script, the Patriots are now employing their 9th pitcher of the evening. Freshman left-hander, Antonio Reneo. 5'10", 175 pounds, from Fayetteville, North Carolina, and Pine Forest High School. Reneo makes his 6th appearance, 5 of those in relief. He's got an 0-1 record. He's thrown 4 innings, struck out 6, and walked 5. So he will look to keep the deficit at 3 runs here in hopes that the Patriots can rally in the bottom of the 9th inning. Again, Francis Marion Baseball will be back in action this weekend with Peach Belt Conference play as the Patriots host the University of North Georgia, Friday at 7, Saturday at 2, and Easter Sunday at 1 o'clock here at Cornell Field and Sparrow Stadium. Reneo will face Passarello, Sam Jones, and Spangler. Passarello entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 4th. He's 0 for 2. Stayed in the game to play right field, with Lane moving from right to left. Passarello batting .250 on the season. No home runs, 3 RBIs. First pitch from Reneo, in there for a strike. Reneo now ahead, 1-2 to Passarello, the Newberry leadoff batter here in the 9th inning. Off-speed pitch swung on and missed for out number 1. Sam Jones, not the former Boston Celtic great, but the Newberry receiver, will step in. Jones entered the game in the 7th inning, grounded to third in his only plate appearance. That's lifted in the air to right field. Kennett almost in his tracks, takes a couple steps back, makes the catch. And as they sometimes do in these midweek games, that's fly out to Nicky Winterstein, defensive replacement out in right field. But he makes the catch for the second out. Pinch hitter for the Wolves is number 30, Kevin Clanton, freshman, 6 foot, 195 pounds from Rockledge, Florida, and Rockledge High School. Clanton is batting for Spangler. He's making his 12th appearance of the season, batting .333, no home runs, 2 RBIs. The 1-2 from Reneo. Again fouled off. That one's hitting the air to right field. Winterstein racing in. Jackson racing out, but Winterstein has the catch. And the Wolves go 1-2-3 in the top of the 9th. Last ups for the Patriots here as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Patriots trail Newberry 7-4. You're listening to FMU Baseball on the Patriot Sports Network. Couple of changes for Newberry as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning and to play third base. Tyler Ackard, 6'4" junior Out of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, Wando High School, and a product of USC Lancaster. And on the mound now for Newberry, Charlie Fessler, junior right-hander, 6'1", 215 out of Summerville, South Carolina. My wife's alma mater, Summerville High School, former Green Wave. Comes in to pitch. Fessler comes in with a 1-0 record, making his 11th appearance. He has 1 save, 3.72 ERA. He's thrown 9 2/3 innings, 10 hits allowed, 4 runs, both all earned, 15 strikeouts in those 9 2/3 innings, and 5 walks. He will face the 4, 5, and 6 batters in the Patriot order, Robbins, Griffith, and Chapman, as the Patriots look to rally here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Robbins oh for 2 tonight, but he's been on base twice with a walk and hit by pitch, looking to extend a 5-game hitting streak. And that one hits him on the elbow. The 1-0 pitch hits him on the elbow, and Robbins is on base for the 3rd time tonight. In fact, that one knocked the elbow guard right off his arm. But it's what the Patriots need, a leadoff batter on base. That'll bring Alex Griffith to the plate. Griffith, 1 for 3, walked in the 4th, singled in the 7th. This season, 4 home runs, 22 RBIs. His average now at 289. Trey Chapman is the Patriot on deck. We need 1 more base runner. Get that tying run to the plate. Patriots have stranded 11 runners tonight. Newberry 10. Outfield playing Griffith straight away. Looped foul back over the press box. Count now 1-2. Newberry with 3 runs in the 3rd inning and 4 in the 4th to take that 7-1 lead. Patriots rallied with 3 in the bottom of the 7th. That's where we stand right now. Off-speed pitch just misses, barely up high. Count now 2-2 on Griffith. Swung on and missed. Griffith is a strikeout victim for the first out here in the bottom of the 9th. Trey Chapman comes to the plate, the big first baseman. 1 for 3 tonight. Single in the 4th, walk in the 6th, and an RBI ground out in the 7th inning. His average now at 257, 2 home runs, and 20 RBIs. Fessler pops the mitt for strike 1. William Robbins, the runner at first. 1 down here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Chapman hammers that one, but foul over the picnic area and over the batting cages down toward Harlan Hawkins Drive. That one's grounded to first base. White goes to second for 1. The relay to first to Fessler is late, so the Patriots still have life. So Stephen Cox, the Patriots' last hope here with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. Cox 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, a fly ball, and a ground out. He bats with Trey Chapman at first base. Fessler with the 0-1. That's grounded to third base. The throw from third baseman is picked at first base, and the Patriots are out of luck in the bottom of the ninth inning. 30 seconds. I'll be right back with a wrap of tonight's Newberry's 7-4 win over the Patriots. Back to Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium on the campus of Francis Marion University. Newberry has defeated Francis Marion 7-4 in non-conference baseball action. Particulars for tonight: Newberry 7 runs, 11 hits, and 3 errors. The Patriots 4 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Francis Marion stranded 12 men on base, Newberry 10. The Wolves improved to 17-14 on the season. Francis Marion drops to 12-20. Winning pitcher was Hunter Hill. His record goes to 1-2. Charlie Fessler picked up his second save of the season, while Isaac Rogers was tagged with the loss for Francis Marion. His record drops to 2-5. Time of the game was 3 hours and 30 minutes. That included a 15-minute light delay as the lights went out here at the stadium for a short period of time. Attendance tonight was 471. No home runs were hit in tonight's contest. Francis Marion will be back in action on Friday night at 7 o'clock as they host North Georgia for the first game of a 3-game Peach Belt Conference series. Newberry travels to Tusculum College over in Greenville, Tennessee for a single game on Friday and a doubleheader on Saturday. Our next broadcast here on the Patriots Sports Network will be Thursday evening at 5 o'clock as the Francis Marion softball team hosts UNC Pembroke. Again, first pitch 5 o'clock at the FMU softball stadium. For Stacy Davis and this Media Center crew, this is Michael Hawkins, the Associate Athletic Director for Communication Services, signing off. Final score again, Francis Marion 4, Newberry 7. You've been listening to the Patriots Sports Network.